Do your job, collect your check, and go home. You hear me say it all the time. And I say it because loyalty to corporate America no longer pays. And it's not about people being lazy. It's not about people feeling entitled. And it's certainly not wrong for people to feel exhausted. People really are tired. Tired of giving loyalty to systems that no longer give anything back. People are tired of being told to go above and beyond while watching layoffs roll through like clockwork. Tired of being asked to care deeply about companies that would replace them in a week while calling it a business decision. So if you ever scroll through social media, read the comments on social media, or just listen to people vent about work in general, one thing is very clear. People are tired of pretending that the system is fair. And today I want to talk about that without rage, without panic, and certainly without telling you to quit your job because you know that's not the answer. This episode is not about rebellion, it's about clarity. It's about understanding the rules of the system you're in so you can survive without losing yourself. There was a time when loyalty made sense. For many people, especially in previous generations, I'm Generation X, so this is just a little bit before me. Loyalty meant staying with one company, climbing slowly, retiring with a pension, and knowing where you stood. Now, yes, work was transactional even then, but it was at least predictable. But that system is gone. Today's corporate structure is built around at will employment, maximizing shareholder value, constant restructuring, right sizing, realignment, and strategic pivots. Here's a disconnect that causes so much pain. The structure changed, but the language did not. Companies are still running around talking about we're like a family here, talking about their corporate culture like that's something to be proud of, talking about loyalty to the job and passion for your work. But legally and practically speaking, none of those things protects you. As an employment attorney, I can tell you this quite plainly. There is no legal protection for loyalty. There is no statute that rewards dedication. There is no cause of action for, I gave that job everything I had. Now, that doesn't make you foolish. It makes you human. But it does mean the rules are different now. One of the hardest parts of modern work is how personal it feels. When people are laid off, sidelined, or pushed out, they don't just lose income, they lose their whole identity. I see it every day, and it's hard. It never gets easy seeing this. And it's not accidental. We've been conditioned to believe your job reflects your worth. Your title reflects your value, and your performance reflects who you are as a person. So when work goes wrong, people really, really internalize it. But here's the truth. Most employers are not going to say this out loud. Your job is not a relationship. It's an agreement, just a business agreement. And the more emotionally invested you are, the more destabilizing that agreement becomes when it ends. Now, I see this every day. Excellent employees blindsided by termination, loyal workers shocked by how fast they're discarded and replaced, high performers pushed out for speaking up. The pain isn't just job loss, it's betrayal of an expectation that no longer exists. So, what are employers actually rewarding? Well, let's talk about the reality of it. Employers say they value hard work, initiative, loyalty, and team players. But what they actually reward is compliance, silence, availability, low risk. Now, this is not me being cynical, not at all. This is just my observation, what I see all the time. In my work, I see patterns repeat themselves over and over again. The most loyal employees often take the most abuse. The quiet, Compliant employee is seen as easy to manage. The employee who documents, asks questions, or pushes back is labeled difficult. You're a troublemaker. Being good at your job does not make you safe. Companies are not going to say that, but it's true. What makes you safer is knowing your boundaries, understanding your rights, documenting your work, managing your exposure. Effort without strategy is just plain old vulnerability. So, what exactly do I mean when I say over and over again, do your job, collect your check, and go home? What do I really mean? Well, I can tell you what I don't mean, and I'm not telling you that you should be lazy. I'm not suggesting that you should do the bare minimum, and I'm certainly not saying that you should stop caring altogether. What I mean is this: do your job, the job you're paid to do, not the unpaid emotional labor that people keep giving, not the work of three people, and not the job you hope will earn loyalty. Loyalty is not a two-way street with companies. Do your job well, but don't confuse excellence with obligation. Collect your check without guilt. You earned it. That paycheck is not a gift, it's compensation. And then go home. Build a life that exists outside your employer. Protect your energy, protect your privacy, and above all else, protect your peace. Because when work ends, and for many people, you know what? Eventually it does. You should still be able to recognize yourself. Strategic detachment is not bitterness. Some people hear this message and they think it sounds cold, but it's not. Detachment is not bitterness, it's discernment. It's understanding that work is part of life, it's not the center of it. And praise at work is not protection. Loyalty is a one-way street at work, it's not mutual. You can still be professional, you can still be kind, you can still take pride in your work, and you should. But you don't owe your job your whole identity. And you certainly don't owe it your peace. If you're listening to this and you're getting ready for another week, I want you to hear this clearly. You're not failing because the system feels broken. The system is broken. Your job does not love you. I'm sorry, it doesn't. But your life still deserves care. So show up, do your job well, be observant, be strategic, and then go home mentally, emotionally, and physically. Because stability doesn't come from loyalty to corporations anymore. It comes from loyalty to yourself. I'll see you next shift.